Welcome to another edition of The Wrap, the Big Ten championship game version. I'm Adam Mertz of Wisconsin State Journal and madison.com, joined by Rob Hernandez. Rob, a 42-39 thrilling victory in Indianapolis. This is a game that was very identical in a lot of ways to the October 22nd meeting with the Spartans, but a different twist at the end.
Yeah, I don't think Jim Delaney, the Big Ten commissioner, could have scripted this one any better, Adam. It wasn't a Hail Mary at the end, but it was surely a Hail Mary pass by Russell Wilson to Jeff Duckworth that gave the Badgers life and allowed them to score the winning touchdown. And it is eerie how these two teams back and forth, kind of juxtaposed the finish, but so many similarities to that game back at East Lansing, Michigan in October.
Russell Wilson named the Big Ten championship game MVP. He kind of struggled there in the second quarter again. It was a carbon copy, but came up with the plays when it counted. First one was the play where he got face masked and kind of poked in the eye on the long pass. And then with the throw to Duckworth, it's not who you'd expect that ball to go to in that situation, is it?
Well, no, because it's been all Nick Toon and Jared Aberdurus in terms of catching the big passes, really catching any passes for so much of this season. But the Badgers needed Jeff Duckworth to step up tonight. He did in a key situation, and hard not to give the Big Ten championship MVP to Russell Wilson. I mean, he led the team. We kind of criticized perhaps his poise at the half throughout some points of this game, but coming down the stretch, it was him at the controls that won this ball game, and him finally being able to see Duckworth, and then kind of driving that nail into the coffin with the 2-point conversion play too. Really, I thought sealed his status as really the game MVP. But we were talking off air. Could almost give it to Brad Nortman for conveniently being run into there at the end of the game.
Well, I was going to say a last point here before we go to the locker room comments. Two plays that go against the Spartans. You have the Keyshawn Martin catch, athletic play, amazing play, pretty clearly out of bounds, and then the Nortman call. I know that those aren't going to sit well with people in East Lansing. Do you have a problem with either of those calls?
Well, no, not at all. And they were saying on the telecast, Mike Pereira back at the New York studios, who does the reviews for the Fox NFL games, he thought that it should have been overruled because the ball was not in his control once he was out of bounds. He had lost possession of it. When he regained possession of it, he was already out of bounds. They called him out of bounds because they felt the foot wasn't in bounds. I think I would have problems with that, but I think it was the right call in the end. Just a difference of interpretations. But that one, and clearly the running into the punter. Although there was a block in the back on that play too, so I think that big return would have come back. And kudos to Nortman too for pushing the guy out of bounds at the 3. So even if there hadn't been laundry on the field, they still would have had to work to get it in. But if you're a Badger fan, remembering back to October, you're just glad it didn't come to that. Let's go to the locker room for some post-game comments.
I mean, it's just another dream come true, another goal that we accomplished, and we'll go out there and get a win.
We, underperformed in the first half defensively. There's no secret about that. But the offense carried us through, and then when we needed stops in the second half, we were able to get them.
I had to give them a shot, and I knew Duckworth was going to the back corner there, so that was pretty much the only thing I could do. I tried to, go through my progression. Everything was covered up. Then I escaped to the left to see if I could run it. Nothing was there, and I had to throw it up and give him a chance. And I knew that once I threw it, I knew he was going to get it by the way he attacked the football.
Russell just cover one. Russell just threw it up, gave me a chance to make a play. And since the day he's got here, he's been preaching, attack the ball, and this one up and trying to make a play.
Yeah, I knew that adversity would bring us, and it's going to bring us to another great opportunity. And that opportunity was tonight to excel on the football field and come up with some big-time plays when we needed to. Defense did a great job of stopping them when they needed to, and it's a pretty spectacular win.
All right, now it's time to hand out our game balls. Rob Hernandez, let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Who'd you like to give it to out there today?
Well, I think you got to give it to Chris Borland. Obviously, this is an opportunity he's waited for all his life. Not in the mix last year, came up with some huge plays down the stretch. I just thought his energy on defense in the second half kind of set a tone for a defense that was on the ropes at halftime. And, he made the big deflection there in the red zone in the second half that forced Michigan State to settle for a field goal. And in the end, that turned out to be absolutely critical for the Badgers to win this ball game. So I got to give my game ball to Chris Borland. Great play in the second half, coming up big.
On the offensive side of the ball, it's got to be Russell Wilson. His final numbers, 17 of 27. I had 187, 3 touchdowns. There were a lot of stretches there, as we discussed in the second quarter. A little bit shaky. but he really found himself and really decided he was going to take control of this game. Made the play. I mean, there was a gutsy throw to Duckworth. There wasn't much there. He made the play. He made the call. Credit to him.
And he also made the conversion pass to Peterson.
Yes.
2 plays after he totally missed him in the flat. And let's not forget, I believe he also caught 2 passes, one off a deflection from that he threw himself. So a lot of amazing things from the hands and arms of Russell Wilson tonight.
Thanks for joining us. We had a live blog down here at Buffalo Wild Wings tonight. It's a fantastic affair. We'll have the whole replay of that event up for you on madison.com. Follow us all the way through to Pasadena.